What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome back to the channel for another league racing video in SLR, and today this is round 11 for the Belgian Grand Prix, and here are the standings from the last race in Hungary. So basically in Hungary we managed to get P5 and as a result we are P7 in the Drivers' Championship and we're P6 in the Constructors. So we've had a pretty solid season so far in SLR and we're looking to build on it here and to start the second half of the season pretty well. I'm thinking that we can do a bit better in the races, as you've seen. We have been improving a lot across the season, so we're looking to push on and have a very strong end to the season and see where we end up. And as always, make sure you guys get subscribed for more league racing content. I'm on the road to 250. Hopefully we can get there by the end of the year, but we'll see what happens. As in the background you can see that we are on our first lap in qualifying. Now the plan for qualifying is that I was going to do 2 laps, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to save a set of softs for the race. And speaking of a race, the Qatar Grand Prix happened beforehand and it was aggressively boring despite it having 3 pit stops as a minimum. So good stuff. Meanwhile, we're going through the middle sector now, through the 2 corners I hate the most, Lacombe. We managed not to bin it, and we carry on with the rest of the lap. Into No Name we go, 5th gear, little slide on the entry, not as much entry speed through there, but it's solid enough, and we're going to go down to Puon, a little bit early on the turn in, we just take a bit too much inside curb, but again, we get away with it, and we press on down into this chicane now, a little bit wide, we don't really take that inside curb as much as we're supposed to, but again, solid. It does the job. Through Stavolo 2 now. It's a 12.7 in the middle sector. So it's been a very good lap so far. Of course, there have been a few tiny errors that I've pointed out just now. But right now, we're looking for a very, very solid banker lap. My PB banker was a 41.1, I think. And I think we might be on the verge of beating it as we go into the final chicane. Making sure we just take it nice and tidy. Bit early on the brakes. But it's a good exit. And across the line we go. We're going to go into P1.
Good day.
Hello there. P1.
Where have you pulled that one from then?
That's my all-time PB banker as well.
No, I'm not gonna let them boys. Oh,
no, Darren.
I was invalid anyway.
So you saw us go P1 with an all-time PB banker, and we're getting ready for the final lap. Sadly, Darren isn't joining us. He's binned it on his last lap going into the middle sector. So we're down to P3. I'm thinking that once again we could be on for pole. Let's see if we can actually get it done this time. But unfortunately for us, we don't quite nail turn 1. I don't really know what went wrong here, even nearly a week after this race happened. I don't really know what happened at turn 1. And as a result, we are 3/4 of a tenth down by the end of the first sector, and realistically sector 1 is just one corner, so the one corner we needed to do, we didn't quite do it, so we've got some time to gain through the rest of the lap, as that is a high .9 in the first sector, so not ideal. And once again going through that right hand through the com, and Finn has retired, which is pretty strange. He's binned it through the exit of Lacombe, which thankfully we haven't done. We're still carrying on. Through No Name we carry a lot more speed and we gain some of the time back, and now hold your breath. Through Puon we go, a little bit wide, we don't quite nail the apex, but again we carry more speed and confidence through the corner, so now we are just under half a tenth down. We're going to send it through this chicane and we missed the apex again, but we carry so much more speed and now we're nearly level on the delta. More speed through Stavolos 1 and 2 and we are now neck and neck with the delta. Apparently it's a purple middle sector, but we take that inside curb a little bit, which costs us just a little bit of time, but we can still salvage the last sector into the last chicane. That's where we need to gain time. Can we nail it here? Down on the brakes, down to 3rd. We just over-rotate the car, and that is the lap ruined, and we've dropped to 5th. And you can hear an emphatic hit of the desk, as we know another opportunity at pole has slipped through our grasp, and it's through another error, as now we are P5. Less than a tenth off pole. It was ridiculously close between the whole grid, but the top 5 looked to be on another level. So It's not the worst position, and I think we can make our strategy work because we've got a set of softs available for the race. So, I think we can still get a really good chance of points, as long as we don't have a repeat of what happened last season.
What?
Which prick did that? What the fuck are you doing?
So, yeah, let's make sure that doesn't happen again. As here we are in the end of the formation lap. We're going to be starting on the medium tyres. And the strategy is we're going to go from the mediums to the softs. So we'll have a lot more pace towards the back end of this race. We didn't quite maximise qualifying, but we're still in a great position to fight for a podium. Can we do it here in Spa? And the lights are out and we are on the way for the second half of the season. And once again, just like Hungary, we have to get past the AlphaTauri of Drastic Blaze, and that's exactly what we do going into La Source. Not doing a Verstappen in 2016, making the move nice and clean, and we are up into 4th place. So that is a much needed overtake, and now we can start going after SLR Corey in the Haas, who's had a really strange run out of Rouge and Radion. My brain almost froze there, as now you can see that Midzi losing out on the straight to his teammate BRT Finn, as now Corey's having a go at him, and Midzi gets compromised, and round we go!
In a bit, sunshine.
Round the outside, into P3 we go, on the opening lap here at Spa, and I couldn't have asked for a better start. I didn't think we were going to make progress, and look at us now.
Just put Midzi in a split.
Well then.
I almost messed up 2 on 3 seconds after saying
Oh my god. Why? Oh my.
So you can hear me being very happy with
good,
the move, and now we can start thinking about, you know, playing the long game. As now, I say that, onto lap 2, you can see the top 2 going at it here. Corey defending the inside of Finn, and Finn just pinches us to the apex, so he couldn't quite take advantage of the McLaren going wide into the last part of the bus stop. And going into turn 1, you can see we're up the inside. And we just about avoid him there.
Fucking hell. Went right into the back of Finn.
Now, that was a close one. And the only reason I went up the inside at turn 1 is because they're braking so early.
Be careful, man.
And I almost hit the McLaren, and we had to move to the inside line because I didn't want to pass him. And speaking of overtakes, you can see Finn passing Corey down the Kemmel straight. And that kind of just sums up this first half of the race. I can't do a thing, and we're all in a big train.
We all in one big train?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
They're literally, they're taking the piss with the DRS chicken, I'm not gonna lie. I want to pass them, but I'm P3 and I can't do shit.
Just save your battery, innit?
In a good position.
May as well.
Just
Yeah. Nah, it's fine. I know I'm in a good position, it's just, you know, it's a little bit annoying because...
Yeah.
You want to get on with it. We all do.
It's just one mistake and I'm fucked, you get me?
Yep.
So you can see my point here. On to lap 7, nothing's happened.
Off,
we're all in a big train, and I
Hello,
say that because
Hello,
it's a massive train from like P1 all the way down to like P14 where Darren is, or P13. It's insane. We're all in a big train, and that means we can't really do much at the moment. As there's going to be action in the pits. Ads and Jaeger both went from massive undercut and went for a very early pit stop. So there's been action in the pits, and there's not been action to talk about, except Finn making a huge error there. Massive slide through Stavilo, and we have a look at the inside.
Fucking hell, lads. Hello, Finn. Cheers, mate. Nice squeeze.
And once again, we get pinched to the apex, and once again, Finn placing his car well, squeezing us out, and making sure we don't get that overtaking opportunity. But at the same time, that allowed SLR Corey to just stretch his legs out a little bit compared to the rest of the field. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm planning to box this lap. And that's quite crucial. So I'm thinking, you know, we need to keep up with Corey, and there's no way we're going to do that if we're stuck behind the pole sitter, as I didn't get the best run out of La Source, neither did Finn. It looked like he went pretty wide through there. But we need to keep up with Corey, because if Corey gets away, we can't do anything with the DRS. And DRS is so powerful on this track, down this straight. And you're going to see here, we're going to drain the battery. We're not going to mess about. And look at the closing speed we've got on the McLaren. We go down the inside into Lecom, and that is us up into P2 in this Belgian Grand Prix, and we finally pass one of the cars in the top 2. And now the idea is we have to keep pushing, because this is our pit stop lap. You can see we've done a personal best in the first sector, and we just have to keep going. You can see the gap between me and Corey is 1.2 seconds, so we've lost DRS on the Haas. As we go through P1, we push a little bit too much, we get a warning, we get a moment there as well, and we get away with it. So yeah, we're pushing the boundaries of this track, and now we're going to make a big decision at the end of this lap on lap 12, and we're going to go for an undercut. We're going to be the first out of everyone that we're fighting here, out of the front runners, to blink first, and we're going to box for a set of soft tyres. And crucially, the championship leader of Snipes there, we just passed him in the pits, he's pitted for mediums from hard tyres. So Snipes, I didn't really realise this at the time, but I realise now that if the race carried on as the way it would, Snipes would be on a lot better tyres towards the end of the race. But right now, we've come out of the pits behind Jaeger, Ads, and our teammate SLR Medal at the front of the train. And crucially, we get DRS, and that allows us to build a bit of a gap between myself and Snipes. As you hear down in the background saying I should have pitted one lap before, and he's 4 seconds behind us. So right now, we're in a decent position. We just need to make more progress.
Yeah, Medal, if you don't mind swapping, if you're not going to pass Ads.
Yep, no, what I'll do is do it on the... now, but do that camel straight.
So, towards the end of lap 13, you can hear the comments between me and my teammate. Medal pitted quite early as well. He started on softs as he qualified down in 13th place. Darren did the same thing. And we're going to try and swap the cars down the Kemmel straight. But look at the undercut we're going to get on SLR Corey coming out of La Source.
Vamos. Clear of Corey.
And there is the realisation. You can hear me say, we're clear of Corey, and that means also we've got him out of our DRS range, which is massive. And now our teammate is once again going to play the team game, and he lets us go, knowing that we're on fresh, soft tyres. And there you go. That is us up into P7 on track. But we're in a net P3 right now, because Ads and Jaeger were behind us by the time they made their pit stop. So we're looking very good at this stage of the race. As again, you can hear comms between me and Darren. Darren asking if that's everyone that's pitted, and I say yes. And Darren not very happy about it, because he knows he's not really going to make too much progress. He's on older tyres compared to some cars around him. But right now, we're just thinking about passing the Ferrari of Ads, whose tyres I think are like 5 laps old at this point, and Jaeger's in front of us with 9 seconds of penalties. So even if we don't pass him, we'll beat him easily, as he's pretty much out of contention, as he's looking for a move on Zydrad. In front of him, Crispy does the same thing as Ads, but he spins out. There's a pile up, and we get caught in it. And that is a complete disaster. We've lost all the track position we won in the pit stop phase, and now we've got the Mercedes of Mercs going side by side with us, going into Blanchimont. We're going to try and hold this round outside, but this is not going to end well. There's contact.
You fucking idiot!
Engine off.
Jesus, what's happening? Wait, you're out.
Oh no, I'm gonna...
And just like that, we will go no further in this Belgian Grand Prix. That's it, it's race over. And that is not the end of the incidents here, guys. You can see here, Drastic Blaze and Crispy getting all tangled up, and Darren lost out badly. And he was absolutely livid. He got damaged, and he did the rest of the race with said damage. And this incident was very bad on the last lap as well. You can see Corey and Finn going for the race win, and Finn with an unbelievable dive bomb. Corey goes off the track. He doesn't make the chicane. He gets 25 seconds of penalties, and Corey drops down the order. I mean, apparently Finn wins the race, but yeah, a chaotic race. The racing standards once again were horrendous, and I can tell you, Finn does not win the race, because here are the final results of the race. Corey gets his penalties rescinded. He actually gets the win ahead of Midzi and Snipes. Honestly, it is very frustrating. This one is very painful. At the time, we were ahead of Corey, Midzi, and Snipes, and I honestly think that we were on course to win the race. And I don't say that often on this channel, especially in SLR, so the fact that we were going for the race win today really does show how much, you know, we've gotten faster. But once again, we fight for big points, and we come away with almost nothing. In this case, we don't finish the race, which is a rare DNF for us, and that's why the title is what it is. We simply cannot catch a break around this bloody circuit, and we just have to pick up sticks and go again in the next one, which is Zandvoort. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one, where we're due a big race.